Christina says she's not asking her to choose, and she's already freaked out about delivering this baby in August. She says now she doesn't know if TJ and Molly will make it, so she needs to know her rights. Alexis has some bookmarks to relevant statutes, which she saved since this began, and sends them to her. Alexis also asks her to think long and hard about the promises she made and the consequences if she breaks them. Christina heads out. At Finn's, he wakes up hungover and is startled when Violet calls out to him. Finn gets up and begins chugging water. She notices her dad is thirsty and asks if they can go to the pool now. He has no recollection of promising her they'd go to the pool. She tells him that he said they would go after his nap. Finn asks for a hug, and he says he loves her so much. He also apologizes if he's been sad lately. She knows it's because of Grandpa. Finn asks her to give him 10 minutes to clean up, and they'll go to that pool. At Perks, Chase brings up his fight with Finn to Liz, and how belligerent he got. Liz tells him about Jake seeing Finn come out of a bar with another woman, so she went to his apartment and found the two of them drunk and on the couch. Liz says he didn't even know her name. Chase says he's so sorry, and he saw a bottle and 2 glasses, but it didn't register. She says she just came from her first Al-Anon meeting, and she learned she can't save Finn, and she can't subject her children to him. Chase gets why she did what she ended things, but he can't end things with Finn as he's his brother. He just needs to find a way to get through to him. Liz says she hasn't stopped caring for Finn, but she has seen him addicted before when he was with her sister. She saw the same denial from him last night that she did back then. Liz tells Chase he's not responsible for his brother. Chase still won't drop his brother. Liz says Finn's sponsor left town a year ago, and he didn't get a new one. She says Alexis may be able to help. Liz says her biggest concern right now is protecting Violet. Chase explains his. At Finn's, he wakes up hungover and is startled when Violet calls out to him. Finn gets up and begins chugging water. She notices her dad is thirsty and asks if they can go to the pool now. He has no recollection of promising her they'd go to the pool. She tells him that he said they would go after his nap. Finn asks for a hug, and he says he loves her so much. He also apologizes if he's been sad lately. She knows it's because of Grandpa. Finn asks her to give him 10 minutes to clean up, and they'll go to that pool. At Perks, Chase brings up his fight with Finn to Liz, and how belligerent he got. Liz tells him about Jake seeing Finn come out of a bar with another woman, so she went to his apartment and found the two of them drunk and on the couch. Liz says he didn't even know her name. Chase says he's so sorry, and he saw a bottle and 2 glasses, but it didn't register. She says she just came from her first Al-Anon meeting, and she learned she can't save Finn, and she can't subject her children to him. Chase gets why she did what she ended things, but he can't end things with Finn as he's his brother. He just needs to find a way to get through to him. Liz says she hasn't stopped caring for Finn, but she has seen him addicted before when he was with her sister. She saw the same denial from him last night that she did back then. Liz tells Chase he's not responsible for his brother. Chase still won't drop his brother. Liz says Finn's sponsor left town a year ago, and he didn't get a new one. She says Alexis may be able to help. Liz says her biggest concern right now is protecting Violet. Chase explains his and Brooklyn's plan to have her live with them at the Q mansion, but Finn wouldn't have it. Liz says she'll try and talk him into it. Liz arrives at Finn's, and Violet is happy to see her. They hug, and Finn walks out of his room. Liz says it looks like someone is going swimming and notes it's pretty late, and they won't have much time. Violet says they would have gone earlier, but Daddy fell asleep and forgot. Finn sends Violet to get the mail.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Today on General Hospital, Christina asks her mother what her legal rights are concerning the child she's carrying. And Chase also comes to Alexis with concerns about Finn. Plus, Gio helps Joss and Trina find an apartment. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. Gio arrives at the gallery with his violin to see Trina. Trina says she's talked him up to Ava, but she can't make any promises. Ava comes out and Trina introduces him to Ava. Ava says she needs someone to provide background music for an opening she's having, and Trina explains Gio got a full ride to PCU for their music program. Ava learns Gio considers Sonny his uncle, even though he's an honorary member of the family, and that he paid for much of his schooling. Ava says he's a generous man. Gio steps aside to tune up, and Trina tells Ava not to feel obligated to use him. He returns and asks for any requests. Ava asks for something that puts people in the mood to buy expensive art. He says he's got the song and plays a tune. Ava gives him the job, and they step into the back to talk numbers for this gig. Joss stops in and asks Trina if she's ready to go apartment shopping. Trina tells Joss that Gio just auditioned for Ava, and she was right about him. He's not just good, he's an artist. Gio returns and asks if Joss is here to look at art. Joss says no and explains that she and Trina are looking for apartments. Joss phone pings, and 2 of 3 listings they were to look have been taken. Gio knows a great apartment over the Quartermain's garage is available. Gio shows them the apartment and says Ned offered it to him, but Aunt Olivia and Lois want him in the main house. He doesn't know if the Quartermains will want to rent it, but with Joss' brother being Michael, there is a good chance. Gio excuses himself to take a call, and Joss says she's loving the apartment. She asks why Trina isn't saying anything. Is she having second thoughts, or is she worried about moving on? Trina says this place seems too good to be true. Joss thinks she's due for something like that. Gio returns and asks what they think of the place. Joss knows how she feels, and Trina says she's in as well. Joss says she'll talk to Michael, and he'll do anything for her, so this place is basically theirs. Joss and Trina hug. Christina visits Alexis in her office and asks her mom what will happen to the baby if Molly and TJ break up. Alexis asks where this is coming from, so Christina tells her about Molly's visit and wonders what if Molly didn't want a marriage because she always feared they'd drift apart. Alexis calls that speculation. Christina says she has to be prepared to figure out what to do if it happens. Alexis asks what she wants her to do. Christina needs to know what happens if Molly and TE split up, as she told her the only people with legal claims to this child are her and TJ. She asks if TJ and Molly split up, does TJ have to share custody with her? Alexis says she is jumping way ahead of things. Christina wants to protect this child and make sure it stays in their family. Alexis admits these questions have been her worst nightmare since this surrogacy began, and she will not take sides and don't ask her to choose between her daughters. Liz says Jake and Aiden have been asking about Violet, and suggests she could take her to the pool and then to her house for dinner. Finn says he knows a wellness check when he sees one and asks if Chase sent her. Finn says he's had a bad few days, that's all. Liz tells Finn she still loves him and she loves Violet, but he needs help before things get out of control. He says he never expected her to turn on him. She tells him all she's saying is Violet deserves a break from his behavior, and she can stay with her or go with Chase and Brooklyn. Finn grows angry and says Violet stays with him, and that's the last time he's saying that. She insists she and Chase aren't conspiring against him, and she reminds him she's been through this with him before, and that was before he had a child depending on him. She begs him to put that child first. Violet returns with the mail, and Finn tells her to say goodbye to Aunt Elizabeth as they are going to the pool. She hugs Violet, says she loves her, and says she is always here for her. As she leaves, Finn says, "Goodbye, Elizabeth." Chase visits Alexis at her office and lets her know Finn is drinking non-stop. He explains that he is reckless and shutting people out, and Liz was forced to end their relationship. He says Liz suggested he talk to her. Alexis knows he slipped at the wedding, which shocks Chase. She explains it was a mistake, that someone handed him a glass and he wasn't paying attention. She knows he drank after finding his dad, but Finn said he would stop. Chase says he hasn't stopped at all. Chase has questions and relays that Finn claims he's a drug addict and not an alcoholic, and he can drink regularly. Alexis says that's a story he's telling himself, and he hasn't had a drink in years for a reason. Chase says Finn claims he's going to AA and asks if he is. She says she can't reveal that as the second A is for anonymous. Chase phrases the question differently and asks, "Have you seen my brother at a meeting since my father died?" She says nothing, which he takes as a no. Chase says the main reason he's here is about his niece, and he needs to know what to expect. Alexis says she'll speak to him. In his office, Drew meets with Congressman McConkey and says he'd be honored to run for his seat. McConkey is glad and they shake. He says there are a lot of charlatans and cheats in the House, which is why it's important for people of integrity to step up. He also suggests again that he use the court main name. Suddenly, Nina enters, wondering why Drew hasn't called her back. She's shocked to see the congressman and asks what brings him to Aurora. McConkey says, "As if you didn't know." Drew explains he's running for the congressman's seat, and she's surprised. McConkey assumed Drew would have confided in her and asks her if she thinks Drew should run. She says Drew will do a great job. Aside from his past legal problems, they don't need to bring up. McConkey knows all about that, so Nina says to have a great mentor in him. The congressman tells Drew he needs to get his team together, as his opponent is the worst kind of one. Drew is working on it. The congressman notes Nina would be an asset to have on his team. After the congressman leaves, Drew asks Nina what the hell that was, bringing up his legal issues, which she herself caused. Nina says relax, she gave him her endorsement. She notes as loathsome as she thinks he is. It's a perfect type for loathsome for Washington. She says she also needs a favor, which he was expecting. She says this isn't a shakedown, she actually needs his advice about Willow. She says it's Willow's birthday, and she was wondering if it's a good idea to give her a gift or if it would backfire. She says last time when she helped her with her pitch, it went well, and she has to thank him for that, but she doesn't want to undo all the progress they've made. Drew says Michael is having a party for her, and he might be able to arrange something if she plays it cool and does what he says. On the next General Hospital, it's Willow's birthday and there is a party for her at the Metro Court. Carly wonders why Drew would do Nina any favors. Nina tells Sasha she's taking this as a win,